Hello everybody, welcome one more time to Jose's Crypto Journal. I don't make a video 11 days ago. Lately I have had some work here at home, car breakdown, and the market is not giving me any desire to make any video to share newses. But the point of what I'm going to do in this video is very important because it will be an update in my portfolio. I have been looking at some news in the couple of the last 6 months to a year, and till today those news were kind of like I was just getting the news and ignoring it, but at this point I cannot ignore it no more, and I will explain why. Let me start explaining the situation of my portfolio, how it is, it will finish, and after that I will tell you the reason with more details. Let's go to the most important thing first. The last video that I make were specifically talking about my portfolio, why I sold Snek and the other crypto that I bought with the Snek. That is how my portfolio looked before this month, before September, and this is how my portfolio look at this point. Basically what I did is I sold 50% of my Snek, and with that money of that 50% of my Snek, I increased my position in Aptos, and I opened two new positions in two new cryptocurrency. I divided 50% of this money, 50% of this I divided in three: one third to Aptos, one third to Say, one third to Ray. Why? I'm going to get rid of my Min Swap coin. I'm going to get rid 100% of my Snek, and I also going to sell a little bit of ADA, Cardano, ADA, that I do have, but that is such a small amount that is not even written down here. The reason of that I will explain later on. The most important is which crypto I chose to buy. The crypto that I chose to buy were Dogecoin. I have zero Dogecoin. I'm going to have open a position first time in my life that I'm going to buy Dogecoin back in 2017. I didn't pull the trigger to Dogecoin. Right now, 8 years later, I gonna do it. If I buy Dogecoin right now at the current price, if the price go up, let's say for example from this point right now, I have an upside to uptrend profit of 178% based on the local top that Dogecoin make on December 2024. Of course, if we go back to the previous market top cycle, regular 4-year cycle of cryptocurrency 2021, the price will be higher, but I don't care about that. I thought in 2025, sell my crypto when we reach close to the top of 2021, or like in the last trimester of 2025, but because Donald Trump, because tariffs, because China, because lack of liquidity in the market, and Bitcoin changing hands from long-term holder to new term holders, like all crypto, you and me basically, and small investor, people that trust in Bitcoin at the beginning, bought a lot of Bitcoin, had a lot of Bitcoin. They had so much Bitcoin that they were not able to sell that Bitcoin because if there was not enough liquidity. Right now, with the ETF and a lot of institution and government and everybody buying Bitcoin, those people that have had Bitcoin for a long period of time have the opportunity to sell Bitcoin. That is what Bitcoin having go that good in 2025, because Bitcoin didn't went that good in 2025. We have not had an altcoin season during this 2025. That all that was my strategy based on the 4-year cycle, based on everything that we know that happened in the past. But that breakdown, on top of that, we haven't had liquidity. Back during COVID, we had a lot of liquidity. 2021, back in 2017, we had a lot of liquidity. Back in 2013 was just Mongox, the beginning of crypto, etc. And there was not a lot of liquidity needed back at that time to move the price because of such a small market cap of the whole ecosystem of decentralized blockchain. But at this point, we need money, we need a lot of liquidity, and we need people willing to put money into risk assets, altcoin. And that is what we have not had an altcoin season. I hope that if this, we have China, we have tariffs, we have the government shutdown recently. This 2025 have thrown me like a very curve ball. But anyway, that is the situation. And probably the extended cycle finally would be something that will happen. Look like debt will be refinanced in a time frame of 5 years instead of 4 years, which means probably based on liquidity, we will start having 5 year cycle instead of 4 year cycles. On top of that, liquidity and big players are taking control over the market in the next cycle of 4 years of the Bitcoin halving um, will have less impact in the price. Okay, now I went a little bit off track. I regret. Let's go back. Link. I do going to get rid of all the coin that I have in Cardano and smart contract inside Cardano, and Link will be another crypto that I'm going to buy with one third of what I am selling. If I buy Link, I do have 100% profit based on today's day price and 2024 market peak cycle. If we go back to price of 2021, I will be happy. So far, my strategy is get rid of 50% or 100% of my position when we get closer to 2024 peak. And the third coin that I'm going to buy, and actually that coin will be an increase in my position. I do have a good position already in HBar. Aptos have going a little bit ahead of HBar. I don't want that to happen. Aptos is good, but HBar is amazing, which means that I want to increase HBar and open a new position that probably will stay in this range based on the amount of money. A new position of DOGE and Chainlink. Now, Link, Dogecoin, and HBar, they have pretty large market cap, which means they're not too volatile in the downside. Neither they're going to make a 10x for sure. But I don't need a 10x. That is the reason why this is my personal investment strategy. Everybody, based on the age, based on the reality, based on your goal, based on your experience, everybody have a different portfolio allocation, different goal, different strategy. Don't copy nobody else strategy. Just learn from everybody, take a little bit for everybody, and use for your personal strategy, your personal financial decision, what works for you. And actually, if you copy my business strategy and investing, I can guarantee to you that you will lose hundreds of thousands of dollars because I have lost that. And you will make a couple of tens of thousands of dollars, but you will lose a lot of money. I have lost more money than how much I have made in crypto so far. The only thing that I have lost profit, no investment. Now, let's go to the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is that I am getting rid of everything that is related with Cardano. Cardano is good. I like Cardano. I had Cardano since Cardano was an ERC20 token in Ethereum. But voila, I see Cardano as Ethereum 2.0. Let's say, let me try to explain. We have Ethereum as software 1.0, good, amazing. Charles Hoskinson, leave Ethereum, create Cardano, which means we have Ethereum 2.0. a better version of Ethereum. The market cap of Cardano is not as good as Ethereum. The amount of liquidity, the amount of DeFi, stable coin. Yeah, I do agree with all that. But the smart contract, the platform, the software of Cardano definitely is superior to the one that Ethereum doesn't. Forget about it. We don't need even to argue about that. Now, what I see here is that midnight will be Cardano 2.0, which means Ethereum 3.0. Charles Hoskinson worked in Ethereum, worked in Cardano, and now is going to create midnight. Maybe Cardano will do better after midnight. Maybe without Hoskinson, I don't mean that Hoskinson doesn't going to continue working with Cardano or anything like that. I don't want to put things in my mouth that they're wrong, or neither spread misinformation. But I think that he's going to put a lot of effort to make midnight working, as he had put a lot of effort making Cardano working. Uh, some people are not satisfied with Cardano. Too many of us, me including me. Maybe midnight will deliver more than one Cardano has delivered. As Hoskinson was not happy in the fusion Ethereum, they had some back and forth, whatever. He chose to leave. I see something like that brewing behind all this because of liquidity. The people that own Cardano, they cannot get rid of all the token and put the money in the side and wait what happened. I can do it because I just have a couple of thousands, but people that have a lot of ADA cannot do this. I do gonna do it. And actually, maybe both network will continue working and will be nice and amazing, or maybe midnight will be a disaster. What I'm going to do is just step out and wait from Cardano on midnight how they work in 6 months from now, in three more than 3 months, in 6 months from now to a year from now. Maybe I would put money back on Cardano or money into midnight. But at this point, for me, for my personal strategy, getting out is the easiest thing to do. Now, in order to do that, I'm going to get rid of some staking that I'm doing here in Liquid. I have to withdraw this main token. I have to repay. It's just $1,000, $3,000 of digit. Then get rid of this. Finish with this smart contract. Good for that. And coming back to the exchange that I use the most lately, MEXC. If you want a link, there is a refer link in the description of the video. If you want to use this exchange, so far for me at this point is my favorite exchange. No KYC, you have to use a VPN, but you know how is crypto. And that's it, guys. That is what I got for you. Now, before I leave, and before I finished, because I already explained what I'm going to do and the reason, I want to talk a little bit about midnight. If you want to know what is going on in midnight, if you want to invest, if you want to be aware that there is a new blockchain coming. That new blockchain is Midnight. Midnight is not a smart contract like liquid farming or like MinSwap or like Cuddy, DJ, etc. Like Snek that I do have. Snek is a meme coin inside Cardano. No, I thought that Midnight would be a smart contract inside Cardano. No, Midnight will be an independent, separate, unique, specific. Blockchain with special, very special and needed at this point and always have been needed capability. I'm going to explain that in the second part or whatever of this video, which you can stay here to see. I was asking to the Gemini AI a couple of questions based on the knowledge that I have already about Midnight, and I put together a text that I want you to hear. If you're not interested in this information, basically the video is gone about my portfolio and the allocation and the reason what I am selling for what and why.
Midnight is a data protection blockchain designed to bring rational privacy to the Web3 ecosystem. Reason for existence: the core mission. Midnight exists to solve the critical trade-off faced by traditional public blockchains, utility versus privacy. The transparency of existing chains forces innovators to choose. Midnight's foundational design empowers them to break free by providing a secure, compliance-focused infrastructure where privacy is programmable, allowing users to shield sensitive data while maintaining regulatory integrity. Use cases and utility: Midnight's primary utility is enabling the creation of decentralized applications, DApps, that handle sensitive, real-world data securely and compliantly. Category: use case, utility detail, data protection. Protecting sensitive data. Developers can design applications that shield wallet addresses and transaction information, allowing users to select who can access specific data. Regulatory compliance: managing regulatory requirements. The infrastructure is designed to process sensitive data in compliance with relevant regulations, helping to de-risk business operations and unlock Web3 for enterprise. Validation: zero-knowledge proofs, ZKPs, maintains the security and integrity of data by allowing users to prove a statement is true, e.g., I am over 18 inches, without disclosing the underlying data, e.g., their exact birth date. Developer experience: modular smart contracts provides a reliable environment for developers using compact. Midnight's programming language based on TypeScript for a seamless building experience. Tokenomics: night and dust. Midnight employs a dual token model to manage utility and transaction costs. Night, native utility token, utility. Night is the native utility token of the Midnight network. Generation: night generates dust. This mechanism means night holders can effectively transact on Midnight for free. Distribution: tokens are distributed through multi-phased programs like the Glacier Drop and Scavenger Mine to empower a broad, diverse community to build the network's future. Dust, network resource, utility. Dust is the network resource used to pay for transaction fees on the Midnight network. Function: it is generated by the Night token, separating the asset's holding value, Night, from the cost of using the network, dust. The Midnight Tokenomics and Incentives whitepaper describes these novel functions and the cooperative tokenomics for multi-chain access and participation. Developing and developers: Midnight prioritizes a developer-friendly environment, programming language. Developers can build modular smart contracts using Compact, a language based on the widely used TypeScript, ensuring quick onboarding and an accessible development environment. Key capabilities: the network provides programmable data protection, hard forking capabilities, and external block producer onboarding. Testnet: Midnight operates a testnet for rigorous testing and refinement of the network's stability, security, and performance before mainnet launch. Ecosystem support: the Midnight Foundation and Project Catalyst launched a fund track to accelerate privacy innovation, providing financing to help developers create open-source DApps and drive adoption. Value and future value: the core value proposition of Midnight is its ability to bridge the gap between blockchain innovation and the requirement for data privacy and regulatory compliance. Current value: its value is currently in its foundational technology, its active testnet, its unique Night Dust tokenomics, and its commitment to funding privacy-focused development. Future value potential: the future value is tied to its success in unlocking Web3 for enterprise. By providing secure, compliance-focused infrastructure that's as easy to use as the cloud, Midnight aims to attract institutions and businesses with sensitive data needs, potentially driving significant adoption and network value. The multi-chain access design further suggests a long-term vision for integration across the broader Web3 landscape.
Okay, that last sentence was amazing. Now, what I see from this, first of all, everybody have been odd lately of what have been happening with C Cash. We have C Cash at number 14. I remember that C Cash was not even part of the 100 crypto just 6 months ago or just a year ago. I remember C Cash back in 2018, 2019, 2017. I do remember Zcash, and I did have Zcash. I do own Zcash. I did used to own Zcash, and I did invest in Zcash back like when Zcash was $280, $300. Back at that time, I do have Zcash. But now, this year, just in the last 3 months, Zcash had a profit of around 700%. If we suppose that Zcash start growing from 100 all the way up here, 7x, 700. Right now, Zcash is sitting more than 578% because the movement of the price going up start from all the way back here. But the point of the matter is that this technology will be implemented in midnight. Midnight have zero knowledge proof. You can deploy decentralized app. You can use a smart contract. Will be app like Ethereum, like Cardano, like Solana, like Avalanche, like HBar, like Algorand, like Aptos, like Say, like Kusama. I mean, not like Kusama, but anyway, would be a whole network with smart contract. The software, the software, the script that they're going to use is TypeScript that is compatible with Java. Then we will have security, we will have interoperability, and the key that I see here is interoperability. They say that they're going to try to allow any network and make any breach and make any coin access into midnight, from Bitcoin to Solana to Agron to Zcash, Monero, whatever. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for uh, visiting the channel, stepping by, and welcome one more time to Jose's Crypto Journal. And now at the end of the video, you can click in the right and the left of your screen and continue watching more video of this YouTube channel that is relatively new, but I, the host, I am not new in the crypto market. Unfortunately, I was not part of Mongox. I didn't lose money on Mongox. I wish to have lost money on Mongox or something like that back in the old time, but there have been amazing things in the last 8 years in this Jose's Crypto Journal in the decentralized blockchain. Thank you so much.